You've lived here a long time now, well, over 4 years. Are you aware of how important this game is to the people here in Newcastle?
I think very quickly I was made aware upon arriving how important these games are to everyone connected with Newcastle. So yeah, I think that we always try and look at a game individually and talk about the process and how we play and how we train and prepare. But I think sometimes, you know, you're very aware that an individual game is bigger than others, and I think this is one of them.
Yeah, you've obviously had one before in the FA Cup, albeit very different circumstances. It gave you a bit of a flavour of the atmosphere, I guess, and that was a good day for you.
Yeah, I think happy memories from that game. As you say, slightly different circumstances. I think it was at a time when we were scratching around for form, if I remember, and that was an important win to propel us forward again, I think, in the season that we were having. But I think the atmosphere was really good from, you know, our supporters that came, and we created a great feeling by scoring quite early in the game, and that helped us. And I think those experiences and all the European experiences we had will help us in these types of games.
Do you feel it's coming at a good time as well, this game? I mean, the form in the Premier League, is a bit of momentum building?
Yeah, I think definitely in terms of Premier League form, I think we're in a much better place than we were. I think after the international break, we came back, we did a lot of work in that period. And we took that into the Manchester City game, which was a big one for us. That was a big win to elevate our confidence levels. And
talking of options, we had Ross Wilson say in the last few days that there could be potential to do stuff in January. Is it something you've thought about yet? Or, I mean, you look on paper, the squad's very strong. You've got options all over the park. Can you see you doing much? Or?
Certainly been thinking about it, but I think it's been no more than that at the moment. We haven't sort of made concrete plans. I think we've had light discussions. We've talked through a few options. I think we'll continue to monitor things as we enter into January.
Following up on what Ross was saying as well, it's good to hear David Hopkinson come out and sort of talk about still the ambitions of the football club and wanting to be, you know, number one in the world and so on. Something similar to what we've heard from Yasser Al-Rumayyan say previously. As manager, is that something that you enjoy hearing, or does it put a bit of pressure on your shoulders? What do you think?
No, I think it's something that you enjoy hearing. I think we all want the same thing. We want Newcastle to be the best version of ourselves that we can be. We want to push the club forward. And I think with ambition, then you need to obviously bring that ambition to life, and you need to make it happen. So I think from my perspective, yeah, of course there's always pressure in this job. The pressure's never far away. And you know that comes with the territory that we're in. But we have to push the club forward, and whether that means in facilities and structure of things, whether that's personnel, we'll always look to get better, and that's what we have to do.
Going back to the derby, I mean, the atmosphere is going to be intense. It's going to be loud. They're going to try and make it as difficult as possible. Your job as manager, is it about making sure the players just stay focused on the game plan and don't get carried away with sort of a raucous atmosphere that you'll get at the stadium like? Yeah,
I think that's one part of it. I think you can get too emotional in a game. You can get too focused on the noise and reacting to certain situations. I think we've got to have real clarity of what we're trying to do. We need to play with the emotion that the game will demand, but also emotionless in certain moments as well, because I think that will help us perform at our best. So we got that balance really right in the cup final. I thought where we were that day was sort of the perfect execution of how we want to play. So it's that kind of game, really. It's that scale of game, and I think we need to look back to that and try and produce a similar thing.
This Sunderland game, the rivalry, first Premier League game since I think it's gone back a long time. I think we said 9 years or something since the last time they played in the Premier League. Huge expectation. Does it feel up there with the cup final almost, as in the importance to the people here in the city?
Yeah, it does, because of what it means to everybody and what it means to us. You know, we're aware of the importance of the game, so we have to match that then with our preparation, with all the details of the game. All we can do is try and perform at our very, very best levels and leave no stone unturned to try and deliver that. We need to be up for the game, but not too up. You know, we need to get in that right place that we have done many times in these big occasions. The players have usually done that really well and handled themselves professionally. So we need to do all of those things, and and hopefully if we can get the right result.
You personally, Eddie, you thrive on these sort of special games, if you like?
Yeah, I think they're the ones you want to be involved in. I think we've become accustomed to being part of big games here now for a long time, and when you reflect back on them afterwards, they're the best, they're the highest memories that you have if you perform. If you don't perform, they're the lowest moments as well. So I think there's a lot of pressure on us, but hopefully we can rise to that.
And Sunderland have surprised a lot of people this season. They've overperformed, I think, what a lot of people would have expected. It's going to be a tough game against a strong opponent.
No, it's going to be a very tough game. There's no easy games in the Premier League. I know we say that a lot, but this year in particular, with how tight the league is, you know that if you fall off your standards for a second, you'll get punished, and that'll be no different in this game. As you say, they've had a very good season so far, and we need to be at our best.
And the added incentive that if you do win on Sunday, you go above Sunderland in the league, and all the bragging rights, everything that come with that, for on the back of the game, it's sort of that significance that the teams are so close together, 1 point in it at the moment.
Yeah, and I think just longer term for us, the tightness of the league means that if we win any game with the current standing of the league table, we're going to jump a number of places. So there's big incentive, big motivation for us in loads of different areas to win this game, and that's why we know it's so important.
And finally, I mean, the likes of Dan Byrne, you got here as a local boy, grew up in the region. We be looking to him maybe to provide a bit of extra explanation to maybe some of the new guys. You got a lot of new players in the squad who'll be sort of involved with a game like this for the first time. Someone like Dan, maybe a few words of wisdom, perhaps.
Yeah, it's a possibility. I think we'll look to use any sort of edge that can help us, whether that be Dan or someone from the outside, or even someone from the inside the club that's got a unique twist on this game. But we use anything, and we've certainly used Dan before.
Brilliant. That's great.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Eddie. Nice to see you.